Alrighty then. In this video, I want to piggyback on some information. I'm going to be focusing on a lot of the symbology that was put out by the Economist magazine, the 2026 Economist magazine, and I alluded to that in my previous video that I just did a little over a week ago. This video right here, I think they're signaling an upcoming attack. And then this other video here, wars and rumors of war, Iran. And in these, really starting with 2026, and I made this video, the year of the red fire horse, I've been seeing a lot of symbology and a lot of things seeming to connect and being linked together. Now, I made that right before the New Year's. I am seeing, and it's funny, each video has kind of been adding new layers of information from what I'm seeing. Now, mind you, this is my speculation and my understanding. It's not a prediction. It's not nothing prophetic, except I did hear a phrase. I think this is all tying together in one of my other videos. It's called Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I had thought this past December, that there was going to be some major things happening. But as you can see here, it says, I was not shown which Christmas. I had heard in a dream the phrase nightmare before Christmas, but I was not shown which Christmas. So given that understanding, getting back to my videos, my most recent video, I think they're signaling an upcoming attack. I was focusing on this particular video about, I referenced the I, Pet, Goat film because the individual Heliofont who just came out with I, Pet, Goat, or I should say just came out with some new videos on their channel. And actually, let's go there to Heliofont. He had been, in my video, I focused, from that video, I, Pet, Goat, I was focusing on the shark, and I was saying the shark was, to me, representing a submarine. Now, what's interesting, too, and I failed to mention this in that video, is if you look above the shark, you see this, it looks like a missile. Well, it's kind of shaped like a penis, but I don't know what maybe they're doing kind of tongue-in-cheek there, but that's a missile, and you can see like the missile is ejecting. Okay, and there's the shark. Well, I was saying that I believe that the shark in I, Pet, Goat represented a submarine. Now, if we go to Heliofont's channel, and I did reference this in my previous video too, he had put a series of 9 videos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 new videos, and showing ships on water, showing water. There's similar patterns. There was water, ships, boats, and ice. Now, if anybody remembers I, Pet, Goat, it showed symbology, a lot of symbology of ice. Now, let's do a little comparison. If you go to the 2026 Economist cover, there on the cover, and actually I want to go to this. I have certain symbols circled because I want to focus on them. But if you look at this image, I circled in yellow these certain images I wanted to focus on in this video because it's just so darn interesting. You see ice cubes. Ice. What did we just see? We just saw in the Heliofont ice. It's a bunch of ice. So he's sending a message. Something about ice. Now, when do we normally see ice? We see ice in the winter. and this, again, this is my speculation, I'm thinking because of the word I had received and also because of just connecting the dots, I believe, that could be representing something upcoming in the fall, meaning the November, December time frame, because there is ice, usually when it's in the winter months, obviously. So I'm speculating that it could be representing some time frame of in the winter, that certain events like World War III or war with Iran, and I had talked about that in these previous videos, wars and rumors of war, Iran. Now what's interesting about, again, the Economist cover is a few new things that kind of jumped out to me as if you look to the right here, you'll see this image of a ship with these ancient looking guys. Well, interestingly, I did a little research on that ship, that particular type of ship. Oh, and yeah, if we look to the right of the ship, there it is. There's like a little submarine, I don't know what to call it, a scope, some kind of scope, but you see the little submarine thing. To me, that's confirming that it could be submarine attacks upcoming for some kind of war. Now, if we look at the ship, you'll see that it's not just an ordinary ship. It looks like an Iranian ship. Now, I did a little research, and surprisingly, what I found in that was I actually found a ship, and it was called an ancient Persian sailing vessel. Now, I talked about Persia being another name for Iran in my previous video about the upcoming attacks. Persia, it means Iran. Well, look at this ship. I found this, I was like, wow, that looks like an ancient Iranian ship. Which kind of, let me get back to let's get back to, I have so many links up here. No, we will go to those too, but getting back to no, we're not going to go there. Okay. Let's see. Getting back to this image here. There's the ship. There's let me do the one where I circled. Let me go back to that. Okay, so we see the Iranian ship. So Iran is definitely involved. Also, too, when I had made that video, somebody had commented, I think it was a remote viewer, and thank you for that link you sent me, because it was very helpful. This type of barge, but what's coming out of the barge is these some kind of missiles. And I had said I thought it was going to be some sort of attack from the water, being that I saw the shark, and it represented, to me, it represented a submarine. Well, let's go to this link too. This is very interesting. I saw at this link, if we look at this, here we go. Look at this. This is well, that's not a very good shot. I don't know why let's go to here. On the Economist cover is well, here's one. They have in Russia, they have these shipping container missile system, and these missiles, I guess, come out of these shipping containers. Well, if you look at the cover, you see it looks like shipping containers on a barge, but missiles are coming out of it. And that's what's really, really interesting is I saw this picture, and if I can find the link here, you will see, well, this is the picture, but I want to see if I can get a better shot of it. But they're actually coming out of a barge. The missiles, They have this here. Here it is. Yeah, that's it. They call it the Club K missile system, where they have these missiles and they are kind of camouflaged inside these shipping containers that shoot out missiles. Well, what do we just see on, on the Economist cover? That's exactly what we're seeing right there. We're seeing the shipping container. So we've got the situation with Iran. We've got the shipping container vessels. Maybe that's Russia. And that is a Russian. It's called, the K. The K, Club K. That's what they call it. There it is. Very similar. So that is, I guess they're saying that is in play. We notice, as I said, we notice the ice cubes. We notice this is really, really, you could spend, several hours analyzing all this. I talked about the swords right there in the middle on my previous video about also representing Iran, because in Iran, they have this tradition which is called the Persian wedding dance, and they do a dance with knives. And of course, I had shown at Trump's inauguration, he was cutting the inauguration cake. Go watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it, with the swords. So we have a lot of symbology. I'm going to see if I left anything out here. The swords, the shipping container. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to focus on too is the glasses of wine. People had, I don't know if people, a lot of different people have tried to interpret this and, give their take on what they're seeing and what they think is possibly could happen. And, but they repeated that image of the glasses of wine. Well, that brought me back to a previous video I had done on my previous channel. And it had to do with interpreting some symbology from the Guns N' Roses video, November Rain. Well, in this video, there's an actual scene where you see the girl getting married, and then she's at the wedding. After the wedding, they're celebrating the wedding ceremony. And then all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of rain. I'll just play a little bit of that. But then you'll see these glasses of wine. There we go. There you can kind of see it. It was really quick. Glasses of wine falling over. And there we go. There's the wine falling. And it was symbolic to me. I was saying at the time it was symbolic of war. And also, too, I had done an interpretation. I believe that the name November Rain, well, rain was an anagram for Iran. So Iran, in all of this, in this upcoming, I believe, conflict they're going to have, is figures heavily in a lot of this imagery that I've been seeing. And rain is an anagram for Iran. I believe they're saying that's going to be definitely involved with Iran. But as I said, as to the timing, Heliofont had shown all these cold winter images. I'm thinking it could be like a November, December, maybe even October, November, December, or even September, October, November, December situation where things leading up to war, and then I just think that they're just showing these symbols for a reason. They don't put them out for nothing. They could have shown images on beaches, with palm trees and all that. No, he didn't. He intentionally showed ice, cold water, ships. Oh, and I also wanted to focus on this second one as to where this might be occurring. Now, this is just speculation, but if we go to this video, you'll see it's showing a very strange thing. Looks like a big giant dome. Well, I did a little research and I found that in the city of Seattle, they have this Amazon dome. Well, now, I don't know if I can't, I'm just speculating. I can't say for sure, but this is definitely a place of interest in the Seattle region, this dome, this Amazon glass dome. Now, the reason I'm showing that is because, why do they show these things for a reason. They show all these images for a reason. Heliofont. That's what I'm trying to find again. They're all, they're not just random images, but Heliofont had the dome factored in on his page. So you have to ask yourself why. And I'm just saying this is kind of interesting to me. And Seattle's kind of a very pivotal city because that's where they had the 2021 New Year's Eve celebration. I mean, the New Year's Day or New Year's Eve celebration. And they showed the Seattle Needle. Well, what happened during 2021? Well, they rolled out the bioweapon shot. Well, of course, the association of Seattle with the needle. They had the needle there. But I'm trying to think if I left anything else. These are just some observations that I've seen. Now, you might find this interesting, you may not. But I don't know why that. I was looking at that. Okay. Like I said in my previous video, I'm not very slick. I was watching that video. All these symbols, the ship, the glass of wine, I think it's all pointing to war. It's all pointing to war, submarines. I think there's going to be some kind of, this is my take on it. I think there's going to be some sort of attack. Will it be from Russia? Will it be from Iran? Will it be Russia and Iran joining forces together? That remains to be seen. But I think all these images that we've seen from, the Economist cover here, all seems to be pointing to a lot of connecting dots here. So I made this mostly kind of for documentation, but I thought this was interesting and I wanted to bring it to, my viewers' attention. And I think on that note, I'll stop. And thanks for watching.